Okay, let's take a quick look at how to configure such a policy. The policies for Windows Information Protection are configured using Microsoft Intune. And within Intune you have a section called Client Apps, and within the Client Apps environment you have an App Protection policy. The policy you saw in use in the other videos is this one, the Windows Information Protection Policy. That's the name I gave the policy, and as you can see, it's been deployed. And I'll just go through some of the settings over here. First of all is the Assignment tab. In the Assignment tab, you'll see all the users or groups, not users, which have been assigned to this policy. So you can have multiple policies for multiple groups of users, and I just selected a few over here. Over here you have the protected apps. So these are the apps which can use information protection. Those are the apps. In one of the videos you saw that I could open a document using Word, but that WordPad could not open the same document, and that was because Word is in my protected apps overview and WordPad isn't. If I would like to use WordPad, I can just simply add it over here, and then I can select either a recommended app, a store app, or a desktop app, and it will be added to my list of protected apps, and then the document can be opened using that app. Okay, I'll just skip over the accept apps. I'll go to the required settings, and over here you'll see the restrictions. So in my case I had the block access, but I could also say allow override, which would allow the user to override any message they get on the Windows 10 machine. I can also set it to silent, which means that Windows Information Protection will log all the actions in the logs, but it won't set any work or personal related attributes to the file. And I can always switch it off, but in my case I just set it to block. Okay, in the most advanced settings are over here, and I'll just pick out two of those settings which are over here. I can add a network boundary, and that's what you saw in one of the other videos where when I went to the SharePoint site with my web browser, that location was a secure location, and I've got it over here. I added all my SharePoint, OneDrive, Link, etc., all my Office 365 locations as being a protected environment. So if content is accessed using that location, then it needs to be protected on the endpoint. So those are over here. I also added this one. I decided to split them up. I could have added that to the other one as well, but I added this one as well. /star app compat. That's a reason, and that's you see it over here. If you don't do that, then non-protected apps or apps which cannot work with the Windows Information Protection won't be able to access any cloud resource. Just a very simple example: if you use Firefox or Google Chrome and you don't have this network boundary added, then they won't be able to access the internet. That's basically in a nutshell what this does. So please remember to add this one for your users to be able to browse the internet using a non-enlightened term. That's the non-enlightened app. That's the term Microsoft uses for those kinds of clients. If I want to add another one, I can add one. There's a lot of options over here. I can even add some IP ranges or whatever. Those are the locations which are protected for using Windows Information Protection. Okay, when I've got this set up, in the end it's going to be deployed. It's going to take a couple of minutes to be deployed, but when the Windows 10 machines are going to consume this policy, then they are really going to protect your information.